One of the most very annoying part of life that would hit you the day you begin to see the games that are being played, the programs that are being set to make things operate in society. The day you open your eyes and you are aware of it, the day you taste that forbidden knowledge, it would be a mind-blowing thing because you'll be awakened. It will be like someone who has been resurrected from the dead, and now you can see life again, but in a different form. And it's a whole different experience because someone who is dead and is resurrected sees life differently compared to someone who has never died before. And when you are awakened to all these forms of manipulation tactics that goes on in society, and you see how people are being controlled by various people, various systems, and you start to wonder, what have you been doing with your life? Because at some point you find yourself also being part of people who are being controlled by unseen forces. That's what I would say. And it's a very annoying thing. And that's why when you get lean, you start to see certain things that you have never seen before. It reveals a lot of people's intention to you. It reveals people who have actually been putting on a mask for a very long while, and they have been close to you. I'm not really realizing that these people have been the backstabbers and the naysayers of your life. And there are people who don't want you to progress. Then when you realize this, because you got lean and you started understanding that people actually are wicked, people don't actually love you. I mean, the people around you who might be cheering you just because they want to get something from you, and not necessarily because they genuinely like you or love you. And the moment you get lean, you get to that point where the scales begins to fall from your eyes, or the scales fall from your eyes, and then you see a different reality entirely from the one you used to know. Because at first it used to be so all lovely and goodness. That's what I would say. It's all lovely and goodness. That's what you would experience from people. And at some point, when you now transform and become better, evolve, then you realize that hate comes from below. That people are just hating on you. The people that so-called loved you about, let's say, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, are now completely haters. They are mocking you, saying things about your progress. That now you are eating clean. Now you look so lean. You are very lean. You look small. They won't say lean. You look small, because lean is much more like they are giving you a form of elevation or progressive applause. But this time they tell you look very small, that you need to eat. You're not eating. They start saying words just to make you trigger you actually, and make you feel bad about your current situation. And they realize you're actually going somewhere. That the more you get lean, you become an attraction magnet. An attention magnet. That's what you become. You become an attention magnet. And every time you move around with them, you are always the center of everything. You're the center of gravity. You pull everything to you. People are always looking at you. People are wondering what's going on. Because when you get lean, it changes a lot of things about you. It's an identity shift. It's no more about just you again. It's a lifestyle that seeps into every aspect of your life. The way you manage things, the way you handle things. You evolve, and your mindset takes a different form. You metamorphosize. You experience metamorphosis. You experience metamorphosis because you made up your mind to get lean and stay in shape. And it requires some level of discipline and consistency that most people are not willing to give into. Most people are not willing to sacrifice So when they see someone like you who is like an outlier that decides to stand out from the rest of the crowd, they find ways to pull you down. They throw hurtful words at you just to discourage you and make you go back to your old self. I'm not realizing that you feel better right now that you are leaner. You're experiencing life in a different way compared to before in the past. All those autoimmune disorders that you used to have in the past that you never told people, they have all disappeared because you decided to get lean and be mindful of what you fuel your body with. And they never realize that a lot of things have changed about you, and you have made that conscious decision never to go back, but instead to stay lean for the rest of your life and build muscle. And you will see people's real identity the moment you get lean. And when you go on events with them and they see women, they start to meet God. They start seeing weird things like meet garden. Because at first I never knew about anything called meat garden at first, until when I got lean. I knew, wow. So I'm a challenge actually to these guys. Oh, now I can see the animalistic characteristics presenting itself before me. I can see it now. People are manifesting like animals, just like the way in the animal kingdoms, where the male will always try to ward off other males from meeting with the females. And then I see all these things and I'm like, damn, wow, so we actually do that as well. You see people meet garden because they know that you pull attention, you pull people's attention, you pull the opposite sex attention, you pull women's attention, and it baffles them, it annoys them, it puts them on a, is it frenzy? Or it makes them berserk. Actually, they go berserk because, wow, like, why? And they are acting based on their natural instincts, their animalistic instincts. I'm not saying that you're not against them, you're for them. Because of the way they think, they are operating at a low frequency. And you've decided not to be a low-hanging fruit anymore. That's why you've raised the bar. You've raised the bar high. And they see you as an opposition. And that's why they are always competing with you. You see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. People will reveal their identity the day you get lean. People will hate you. I'm being honest. You probably will live your life mostly alone, but not lonely. If you understand yourself, if you understand your purpose in life, you will never be lonely. If you understand your purpose in life, you will never be lonely. You'll be a man full with life and abundance. Even when it seems like people are not around you, you will never be lonely. Let me just make that straight. So you'll mostly be alone in life because people don't match your frequency. People are not resonating on the same frequency you are resonating in, and it becomes a challenge for them. So they find ways just to make you an outcast, and that's the reality of life. It's painful, but people will reveal themselves to you. Even down to your family members, they will reveal themselves to you. And then you start to question your relationships that you've had with them for years. Were they actually honest and sincere when they made words like I love you? Were they actually sincere? Was it genuine? Was it authentic? You start to question all those words they said in the past. I love you, I love you. And just because of a small shift in your physical structure, you feel some type of way. It's crazy. So that's it, guys. We'll see in the next video. We have some more. I know it's very noisy. That's why I'm very close to the camera so that you guys can hear everything I'm saying. So thank you so much for your time, and we'll see in the next video, and we'll have some more. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Bye.